Tracking our budget is one of the first steps to learn how to be responsible with our money. Spending too much on that cheeky coffee every morning? Splurging credit card debt on shopping even though you always wear the same t-shirt and pants? This tracker will help us understand our spending and earning trends by categories, and will let us start our financial journey in an organized way. As you can see, there's a tab for each month where the automated tables show in which category you've spent and earned, and if it has exceeded or not your budget. If we scroll down, we can see the individual transactions that are captured by the rest of the formulas in the tracker. I'm a big believer of automation, as it saves our precious time and makes the monotonous tasks less tedious. The only manual part of this tracker is where you enter your data in the transactions section. There are many smart budgeting apps available online. However, most of them are specific to each country as they connect to the user's bank transactions, so not everyone can use them. Dear viewers, this budget tracker is global. If we scroll to the budget data tab, we can see how this table captures the monthly data. It calculates the total year to date and the average per category. Savings are also automatically calculated by subtracting expenses from income. For demonstration purposes, I created fake numbers in the previous financial year to be able to compare year on year. This takes us to the summary tab. Here we can visualize our financial behaviors by looking at our transactions per category. This is also showing useful stats like percentage of income saved and our total money balance growth. At the bottom, we can see a year-on-year analysis and then a record of the totals. Maybe you already noticed, but I start the financial year in July and end it in June. This changes per country, and all you have to do is change the names of the months that best fit your context. One more thing that we need to keep manually updating is the current balances table. Similar to the transaction section of each month, whenever we update the numbers on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, we should update the bank balances so that the budgets match and reconcile with our current money balances. This is why in the first month of this tracker, I've written down a hypothetical starting balance and matched it to the current balances. This is the way to stay organized and vigilant. But wait, there's more. I have created this same budget tracker in other themed designs. They are exactly the same, but their format and aesthetics have changed. As you can see, we have a dark theme and a futuristic cyberpunk theme. I want to make finance engaging and fun for everyone. I hope these color palettes capture your attention so that together we can make this a creative journey as well. So to conclude this demo, I want to highlight that this is an automated budget tracker where the only manual work that is required is when we enter the data in transactions and when we update the bank balances. The rest of the tables, visuals, and charts are fully automated. The next section of this video will be a tutorial on how to build this budget tracker from scratch. If you want to download this ready-to-use budget tracker in light, dark, and cyberpunk theme, please head to my Patreon, which is linked in the description of this video. Stay tuned, as I will be regularly sending updates via Patreon when new features are added to the tracker. Now let's learn how to build this from the beginning. So we're going to go to Google and search Google Sheets. And then we're going to access this one that says Google Sheets, free online spreadsheets. Go to Google Sheets. And we're going to start a new spreadsheet. I'm going to call it Planet Finance Budget Tracker. So in the first line, I'm going to write monthly budget. It should be July 2021, because we're in July. I'm going to name the tab Jul 21. I'm going to open two more actually. Budget data. And I'm going to call the other one the summary. Okay, so back to the July one. First we're going to open up one more column here to the left. I always like to keep the column A empty, just for aesthetic purposes. But anyway, we're going to go to row 3 and write the expenses chart. So expenses. I'm going to write down the category, planned amount, budget, actual, difference, percentage, financial year average, and the percentage of income. I'm going to select these from B to G, copy it, and paste it from column J. So I'm going to change the name from this to income. We can start formatting a little bit. So I'm going to select the expenses and merge them. income, merge and center. I'll make it bold. Do the same with the monthly budget. Next is the category. So I'm going to write down a list of categories. And we're going to do the same for income, for the income categories. Now we're going to go down to row 41, and we're going to write the transactions. So in line 43, we're going to write the expenses. And then we're going to go to column J and write the income. So here we're going to write date, amount, description, and category. I'm going to select these four, copy and paste for income as well. They're going to be the same. One thing I forgot to do was actually merge them. So I'm going to merge description one and the category one. And the reason why I'm merging them is because I want them to be essentially matching what we have above. So if you look here, this row income goes to the income table. And it just matches to column O. So the next thing that we're going to do is merge each of the rows in the transactions. Click merge. And now we're going to click this button that says paint format. We're going to select that. And then with a keyboard, select Control Shift and the down arrow, or Command Shift and the down arrow. And that should merge all of the rows. And we're going to do the same thing with the category one. Do the same with income. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is select the date column. So what you do is do Shift Control down to select all the rows, and we're going to change the format to a date. But I like to do it with data validation. So you click data, then data validation, and the criteria will be date. So now we're going to click save, and when we go to each of the rows, if you double click, it gives you the calendar, so you can choose a date. Instead of writing it down, you just double click and choose the date. For the amount, we're going to do the same, Shift Control down. And now we're going to change it to actually dollars, because that's where we're going to write the amounts that we spend. Description should be fine. And then category, we're going to do Shift Control down, data validation, and we're going to leave this one list from a range and enter a range or formula. So we're going to go to the top and select from B5 to B23. Click OK. Save. And now if we go down, whenever we click this drop down box, it shows us all the categories. It shows a total, so I made a mistake there. Should we select everything again? Data validation, and it should be B22 because I don't want total to be one of the categories. Again, there you go. We're going to do the same with income. By the way, if you want to change the currency to any other currency, depending where you are, you just click here where it says 1, 2, 3, select that, more formats, more currencies, and you can choose any currency you want. There's a long list of currencies here. Description should stay like that, and then category, we're going to do the same thing. Data validation, enter a range or formula, and we're going to select from paycheck to other, not total. Click OK. Save. And we should have that category drop down. Perfect. So now we have this here. Now we can start working with the formulas. We're going to go to the actual column and start writing the formula. SUMIF. I'm gonna go down to the categories and we're just gonna select this one, drag down, and then I'm not gonna drag down all the way to the bottom. I'm just gonna click the backspace, leave the G open, so now it selects all the way to the bottom. Click comma, we're gonna select B5 again, comma, and then we're gonna go down to select the amount. Same thing, just do backspace for C, so now it's selecting everything, and click enter. So just to quickly explain how this formula works. If is blank B5 then blank, that means that whenever I drag this down, it's a blank because there's nothing written here. If I write something, it writes down a number. So the difference is going to be something similar. So this is going to show us the difference. Okay, for the percentage, we're going to write equals if error. What this is doing is locking our formula with only this cell, because we're going to drag it down and we always want it to divide by that cell. For D23, we're going to write comma and then close bracket. And looks like I got another error, and it's this one here. We just need to take one of these brackets off, then another one, and we're good. I'm going to drag it down. Done. The next one would be the average equals average. Select the actual, B5, close. Next is the percentage of income. There you go, drag it down, and we're good with the expenses. Format it as a table. I like them all in the middle. And as you can see, I already made these as dollar signs. And I'm just gonna make this one and this one a percentage. Okay. Next, the income table. This one's quite similar. There you go. Okay, we've got our expenses and our income tables. These are summarizing our data, our transactions data. I'm going to quickly format the transactions one as well. I'm going to do more formatting at the end, but I just like to see how it looks at the moment. We're going to quickly test it. So just as a random example, just to see how it's looking. Category, lining up. Just random numbers to see if the top summary tables are working. We go to the top. Oh, we see it's not really working, and I think I know why. This is because we dragged down the formula. There you go. And now if we drag this, there it is. Dining out, $50. Dining out, $50. So I'm going to do the same with the income. Just need to remember to always use the beautiful F4, function 4. Down. And there it is, capital gains. Cool, good. I'm gonna quickly write down some numbers for the budget, just as an example, so we can see if the other formulas are working well. Perfect, so it looks like they're all working. And finally, we're just gonna work on the total line. So equals sum. Oh, there you go, it filled it up for me. Click enter, done. Drag to the right. Copy and paste it in this one. And for the percentage, same, sum, and percentage. And same with this one. Sum, enter. Okay, we're gonna do the same in the income table. Actually, I forgot to write down the financial year average for the income. This one's very easy. This is equals average of L5. Now I want to work on the savings, balances, and monthly summary tables. I'm going to write down the savings here. I'm going to set up the balances as well, because we're going to need them for the savings. This one will be just random, say $10,000. The ending balance, click enter, done. This is linked to the summary tab, so I'll just link it later. Okay, so now we're going to go to the savings table that I initially started with. I'm going to click this cell here, and we're going to write the following formula. And we're going to make this a percentage. For the amount saved this month, this one's very easy. We're just going to subtract ending balance minus starting balance. And finally, for the percentage of income saved, now we're going to do the monthly summary. Just a nice simple table to just show us the summarized data, because sometimes it's difficult to see in a big table, so it's good to have it summarized. So we're gonna link the actual income, then we're gonna link the actual expenses, and then here equals income minus expenses. Done. Before I start formatting more, let's go down to the performance tables. We're going to start with the expenses one. We're going to have the planned amount, actual, and our performance. So this one equals, we're going to link it to a planned amount, which is C23. Link it to the actual, which is 50 at the moment, D23. And for the performance, we're going to simply divide actual by planned. Make it a percentage. There you go. So at the moment, my performance of my expenses is 2.78, meaning that I've spent 2.78 of my current budget. And now we're going to do something really cool. I'm going to build a spark line. And it shows this spark line. It's pretty much a progress bar of how we're doing. And actually I want to copy and paste here. And what we're going to change is essentially these, turn E26 and E27 to how they were. And we're also going to change the color to a different one. There you go. It's a progress bar of these two. Okay, next is the income. you're wondering how I choose the color codes, I just simply go to where the colors are, custom, and then you see whenever you click a color, it shows you that code. So that's the code you write in the sparkline. Okay, so I've formatted a little bit our tables there, just so that we can clearly see how they're working. And the final thing that we need to do in the July tab is the charts. So we're going to click this cell, go to Insert, Chart. And then we're going to click the data range. And go from B4 to B22, and we're going to add another range, and that range is going to be the actual numbers. Click OK. And yeah, now we're going to do the same for the income chart. So what I'm going to do next is just quickly format this to the colors similar to my demo. It's a bit tedious to show on a video how I format everything, but I think one day I'll make a video about how to do conditional formatting, because I think that's very interesting. But anyway, this is all done, it's all good. You can see how we created it, and I will end this video now as we've successfully built the monthly budget. I will create a separate video tutorial on how to build the budget data and summary tabs. This is Planet Finance. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, happy learning.